Mavericks trade for Hawks Clint Capela in bold proposal. Everyone talks about the NBA's three-point revolution. On the other hand, the league's pick-and-roll revolution has been less heralded. This basic play has been a part of basketball for a long time, but it's only in recent years that teams have built their entire attack around it. Of course, every team isn't equipped to do that. To build an elite pick-and-roll offense, you need an elite playmaker and an elite pick-and-roll finisher. The Dallas Mavericks are halfway there. Luka Doncic is one of the most dynamic playmakers in the NBA. Who is his pick-and-roll partner? With all due respect, Richaun Holmes and Dwight Powell won't get it done. The Mavericks could use a better pick-and-roll finishing big man. If he can anchor their defense, that's just as important. How about Clint Capela of the Atlanta Hawks? We said that teams didn't build their offense around the pick-and-roll throughout NBA history. That's not entirely true. The Utah Jazz made it the basis of their attack for years. John Stockton and Karl Malone may be the most prolific pick-and-roll duo in the history of the league. Think about it. Stockton is the all-time assist leader by a huge margin. Malone is the league's third all-time leading scorer. These were both dynamic players in their own right. Stockton had remarkable floor vision, and Malone was a versatile scorer who could attack on the low block or facing up from the elbow. Still, it's unlikely that either would have reached such lofty statistical highs without the other. Why did the pick-and-roll die? It's hard to say. Either way, it's revitalized now. A team that builds its offense around this set play is no longer a novelty, it's commonplace. Should the Hawks really move Young's best pick-and-roll partner? Luckily for the Hawks, they've got Capela's replacement in waiting. If Onyeka Okongwu wasn't on this roster, this deal wouldn't work for the Hawks. Having two starting caliber big men is a luxury. Meanwhile, the Hawks should start focusing on some necessities. One of those necessities is draft capital. The Hawks sent out 3 unprotected first-round picks to acquire DeJounte Murray last summer. Now, this team is light on draft capital. With this deal, they're bolstering their collection by adding an unprotected first. That's critical for Atlanta. So is adding Hardaway Jr. The Hawks could use an elite movement shooter like him. He wouldn't be worth the cost of Capela if not for the presence of Okongwu. Still, for a team in Atlanta's specific situation, this deal makes sense. Does it work for the Mavericks? Meanwhile, a pick-and-roll heavy offense doesn't have to be heliocentric. Evidently, the Mavericks realize this. They acquired Kyrie Irving at last year's deadline. He's an elite shot creator and strong secondary playmaker. During this upcoming year, we should expect the Mavericks to build their offense around their star duo. That doesn't mean that they don't need a better finisher at the 5 spot. They do. Capela is one of the best in the NBA. His ability to catch lobs makes him a highly efficient player in these sets. Adding him should make the Mavericks a better team. That holds especially true on the defensive end of the floor. Realistically, that's Capela's most valuable trait. He's an elite rim protector. All told, Capela should be the missing piece for this Mavericks roster. He'll make their pick and roll offense completely unguardable.